Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're Fandom Fix. I am Austin and that is Jonathan. And today we're talking about Mario Kart World, the launch game in Nintendo Switch 2's lineup. So there's a lot of buzz out there about this game. Is it worth it? What is the best parts of this game? Is it worth the price tag, the $80 price tag? And just what is all the buzz about with the tricks and the new characters and the open world? So we're going to talk about it. First impressions of this game. So Jonathan, overall, what is your first impression of Mario Kart World? Because Nintendo is begging you to explore this giant world they've created, but ultimately, like, does it live up to the hype of all the things that came before it?
Yeah. Well, obviously we just got the game. It's been a couple of days now, and I've been playing it as much as I can. And let's just start off by comparing it to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's really different, right? It has a lot of different techniques. There's a whole different mode in Knockout Tour, and then you have the free roam, of course, which is crazy. So there's a lot of new things to explore. So all my like reactions to the game are still being developed as I play more and more. But right off the bat, I mean, this game is really fun, to
Yeah,
say the least. I mean, I think that you and I can both agree that the new mechanics to the driving, which include the wall riding, the grinding on rails, and even just like the charge jump without having to jump on anything, those are all really cool additions. There's a couple of new items, not too many. I don't think they really try too hard to revolutionize like the actual racing part. There's some more coin things. You can get
yeah,
up to 20 coins now, which help you go a little bit faster. But overall, I've played a little bit of free roam. Have a handful of the P blocks and the Peach medallions and question mark blocks, and that's been really fun. I'll just talk about free roam for a while. That's the first mode I tried actually, just because I was really curious about it. It was the most different and unique, and I hopped right in. There's P blocks everywhere in the free roam, which is really fun. It keeps the free roam pretty interactive. But even without the P blocks, I know it's like the beginning of the game and you're just exploring, and so it's all new and fresh and feels really cool. But I had a really good time just driving around, checking out the world, and obviously on the new Switch 2, everything looks amazing. And so seeing the characters, the bikes, the way like the whole world, and seeing how everything is connected, it's especially cool when you're driving, say through you're driving through Mario Circuit and you're looking everything looks pretty normal in Mario Karty, and then you get into a place where you're in the water, and then you're going into jungle, and then you're in the dinosaur area, and it's like I'm still driving like my car. We're just driving everywhere, and
yeah.
so the free roam is it's pretty unique. It's definitely something that is totally like a Mario Kart revolution, and I've really enjoyed that. And then the Grand Prix has been really fun. That's what I probably spent the most of my time playing so far, just because that's like the basic Mario Kart, and I wanted to unlock all the characters and start to play that and just get good at the racing part of it. And so I've been grinding that a little bit, just trying to learn the tricks. And unfortunately, playing with computers, probably don't learn the fastest. But from what I've seen, it's really fun. It plays really fast at times. I know one complaint was people that they didn't have 200cc, but this game feels like you're moving really fast all the time, so I don't have any complaint with that. And the knockout tour is really fun. That's what I played most with a couple of friends that I played with, and that is really exciting, really nerve wracking,
Yeah.
and really really enjoyable. So that's my first impressions. What do you think, Oss?
Yeah, I'm going to kick off my impression by what you just touched upon because it is very chaotic compared to other Mario Kart games. I'm used to playing Mario Kart, and I mean, obviously, we've been playing these games since we were kids. But like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I mean, pretty much anytime I play, I pass those computers by
Yeah.
far, right off the bat and stay that way the entire race. Mario Kart World really ups the ante by changing the mechanics with 24 players to allow for some chaotic racing and for you to kind of be, clenching your jaw the entire time. Because I've lost some races, to be honest, like that I've really never, it's really never happened to me before in that way. Like
Mm.
24 racers are insane, and I think it really elevates the gameplay of Mario Kart. So I was really excited to see all those because I mean, when you're first lap and everyone's just bumping into each other and hitting each other and stuff, like it's just a lot of fun for me, and it makes it a lot harder. I mean, I'm getting hit by shells like every like minute. Which is pretty good. It makes it more challenging, and I like that. But overall, I think the new mechanics for me, the knockout tour is my favorite. I've been playing that with my girlfriend, and she loves it as well. And it really provides a challenge of trying to get that place that it wants you to every time. And by the time it's pretty lengthy. Like it's probably each race what is probably like 3 to 5 minutes a Grand Prix, but like on Knockout Tour, like you're playing for at least like 7 to 10 minutes
Yeah.
with Knockout Tour. And so by the time you get to the end of it, like if you lose that, like it's just like crap. Like that's so it's a lot of fun to play with a group of people. And I did that with our buddy Spencer too on chat, and playing with him and talking to him over it as we're playing was a lot of fun. So I can see why this new chat function and just the new party element that Nintendo is pushing with the game is really going to appeal to a lot of people. But overall, I think what excited me was, yeah, the Grand Prix are the same, like in terms of like mechanics and flow. But what excited me was that it's not a rehash of maps that we've seen before, like some Mario Karts have done. It's other than like Moo Moo Meadows, like it's pretty much every map is brand new and fresh, and I really like that. And I also like the fact that they're all kind of interconnected because like you start a race and you're at the end of the one you just finished, and then you go into it. So
Yeah.
that's an interesting element to me. I haven't really 100% like thought about how I feel about it because sometimes it's weird. It's like, oh, it's not the entire race that you're in, like DK
Yeah.
Spaceport. You actually have to get there. But overall, I think it's very reminiscent of everything that Nintendo's done before. And they've really paid homage to games and music from old Nintendo games with every single map that they've done in this game. And I really like that because like Mario Kart 8 had its own type of music. This one has like like music from all over Nintendo. So like one second you could
Absolutely.
be hearing the original DK music, and then another second you're hearing stuff from Donk City, and the
Yep.
next you're hearing Animal Crossing or whatever it is. Like that's really cool to me that there's a lot of variety and elements there. But I think that the thing that I'm most underwhelmed by, and you and I have talked about this, and you mentioned free roam. Like I think free roam's cool. It's a cool new element for Mario Kart. I just wish there was more to do in it. Like you know, yes, you're collecting all the P switches and you're collecting the Peach coins and all those things, but by the time you get to the end of that, like that's a lot of grueling hours that you spent doing that. And I'm wondering what is it worth it? Like, is it worth that time that you spend on it? And I also don't like that you can't locally play 2 player on free roam, so that's kind of a bummer as well. So I don't know, maybe my mind will change with free roam as we go, but overall, I do think that element was kind of a toss up. But I'm looking forward to spending more time just so I can kind of get familiar with the worlds.
Yeah, yeah. The free roam, like I said, it definitely has that novel, like kind of feeling of like, oh, this is new, so it's cool. The P switches, like you said, are pretty fun and keep the world a little bit interactive. But I would love that's like the first thing that I would love to see them add more content on is whether it's more P switches or I know people talked about some sort of story mode or boss fights. I doubt that's going to happen, but even just something more to do in the free roam makes it really fun. And
Yeah.
so that would be my hope for what Nintendo might add first thing if they decide to do any additional content. Hopefully more tracks or whatever, but more to do in the free roam would be really cool. But yeah, echoing what you said about playing Knockout Tour being really fun. That's something I played with my wife the other day too. And that's what I felt like was the most intense.
Hmm.
And that was really enjoyable because, like you said, it is a long time. And, generally speaking, you can find a way to get to the top and not get eliminated the first half for sure.
Yeah.
But then it gets really intense. And these just like CPUs are legit. They know how to play the game. And I think, the way they program them is they just stick with you and,
Hmm.
make it close at the end. But it is pretty exhilarating when you're playing that knockout tour, and that's what I've heard most people have enjoyed the most. Again, partially because it's new and it's really fun and kind of that trying to be the last man standing is a really cool idea. And so I've really enjoyed that part of Mario Kart World. And
Yeah.
I think there's so much more to do. Like you said, we haven't really played together too much. And so that's another thing that I want to explore more. Like we can free roam together. I don't know if that's going to be fun, but playing more of the Mario Kart like side of things, knockout tour, battle, or the Grand Prix with now 24 players. And so I don't know if you and I can try to rummage around and find 24 people to play with us, but I think
That'd be
that's gonna be pretty awesome. If you get a big group of people together,
Yeah.
playing 24 players online is pretty incredible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I'm hoping that Nintendo does what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where they kept on adding things to it. Like down the road, like the life of Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to be pretty long. And so I'm hoping that Mario Kart World continues to add new maps, new characters, new battle type things. Because right now, I mean, they only have Balloon Battle and Coin Runners, which I
Yeah.
expected them to add more. Maybe you unlock those. I don't know. I'm sure people out there have already gotten that far and can do it. But I'm really hoping that they continue to expand this game because I think that they've been working on this games for so long. It'd be a shame if this is like all you get, and maybe that's why the $80 price tag, because they're planning on just going the extra mile with this one for years to come. And so overall, just based on those first impressions, yes or no, do you think it was worth that $80 price tag? Because I mean, um, that is kind of the big question out there.
Yeah. It's a tough one because I did personally go physical, so I did pay $80 for this game. I wouldn't say at all that I regret it. Obviously, I'm having a lot of fun with Mario Kart World, and I'm definitely glad that I bought the game at $80. Is it worth $80? That's still up for debate. I'm not saying yes or no. I personally think that it is worth $80. Obviously, I spent the money to buy it at
Yeah,
$80, and so yes, my actions say yes, it's worth it. And I do think that there's a lot of fun to be had in it, both single player and then multiplayer down the line. I can only say, check back in 5 years, and we'll see how many hours I put into it. I'll continue playing, and then as it's going to be my go-to party game for people who don't really play Nintendo Switch or games in general. Like that's the number one game. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Mario Kart, let's play that."
yeah,
And I really do think that this game is pretty accessible for new people. And
agreed.
so I think that that's one thing that they did a really good job of is making it fun and easy to play. And so yes, based on the number of hours I'm going to put into the game, based on what I've seen, how good it looks, the quality of it, and the fun I'm going to have with it, I say yes, it's worth $80.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard question for me too because initially that price stings, and usually games that I pay anything for, I feel like I got my most money worth if I, you know, play it for over a year, and it took me over a year to beat, like games like Red Dead Redemption and those type of things. But when it comes to Nintendo, like Mario Kart, Mario Party, those are party games. Those things you can play those games as much as you want for years to come. And so because they have that longevity of like you can constantly just pick it up and play with friends, I
Mhm.
think in the long run, you're going to get your $80 worth. So
Yeah.
initially it sounds crazy, but I think down the road, if they start putting more stuff onto it and you're continuing to play with friends and pick it up when you're wanting to play something, then absolutely it's worth it. So I think people need to take that into consideration with the game for sure.
Yeah, there was definitely some sticker shock for everyone involved, and so people obviously their reaction was crazy. I don't know if you remember those tree houses that they did right after the Mario Kart or the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, where people
Yeah.
were
Everyone's
spamming
spamming the
drop the
comments.
price, drop the price.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't drop the price, and guess what? I think a lot of people bought the game.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think that Nintendo, whether you like to say they're greedy, whether they're just being a business and running what they have to do, we did find out that they've been working on this game for a while. I think originally it was planned to be Switch One, and they
Yeah.
just realized that it wasn't going to work there, and
Yeah.
so they perfected it and made it on Switch Two. And so I think that there's no lack of like effort put into the game,
Yeah.
and that shows in a lot of ways. I think there's going to be a lot more to discover with the game, and I do hope that they add in some additional stuff. But
For sure.
yeah, that's where we stand on it. We're very curious what you guys think. Let us know in the comments. Do you think it's worth $80? Have you had fun with it so far? If you've gotten it, and what else do you look forward to playing more into it? Is your favorite mode the free roam? Is it knockout tour? Is it the regular Grand Prix or battle mode? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, guys. Thanks for tuning in, coming here to get your fandom fix. I'm Jonathan. This is Austin, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.